The story begins with Gwen Stacy reminiscing about her adventures in the multiverse and her encounter with Miles Morales, whom she met in the previous movie. She reflects on her friendship with Peter Parker and how it ended tragically when he turned into the Lizard at their school prom. Gwen's father, Captain George Stacy, blamed her for Peter's death and wanted her arrested. Feeling lonely and missing Miles, Gwen listens to police chatter and follows her father to a crime scene where the Vulture is causing trouble. Miguel O'Hara, also known as Spider-Man 2099, jumps in to help, and they are later joined by Jessica Drew, aka Spider-Woman. Together, they defeat the Vulture, and Gwen is forced to unmask herself to her father. Meanwhile, Miles Morales is juggling school and superhero duties in Earth 1610. He confronts a villain called the Spot, who reveals his grudge against Miles's father, Jefferson. Miles manages to defeat the Spot and learns about his backstory as a scientist at Alchemax, a scientific research corporation who was transformed into a living portal generator. Miles attends a party celebrating his father's promotion to police captain, but arrives late due to his superhero responsibilities. He gets into an argument with his parents and later receives a surprise visit from Gwen. They go on a web-slinging adventure together, but Gwen seems distant and hides something from Miles. Miles follows Gwen to a crime scene and discovers that the Spot has gained more power by using a collider. Gwen is contacted by Jessica, who is assigned to find the multiversal anomaly. Miles overhears their conversation and decides to follow Gwen to help her. They end up in Mumbai, where they encounter Paviter Prabhakar, also known as Spider-Man India. Together, they confront the Spot at Alchemax's Mumbai branch. The rebellious rocker moves of the Spider Squad are unable to stop Spot from completing his fusion with the collider, which supercharges his portal power and causes the lab to go into a meltdown. Amidst the chaos, Miles catches a glimpse of a vision featuring his father rushing to save a kid that Spot claims is their future. The Spider Squad bolts outside to help the citizens escape the crumbling building. They clear the bridge, minimize debris damage, and perform daring rescues. Miles goes after Singh, despite Gwen's attempts to stop him, and manages to prevent Singh's death. Meanwhile, Paviter saves Gayatri. The citizens cheer on the spider heroes, but their victory is short-lived as a portal opens up and starts swallowing parts of the universe. Jess and her team, known as the Spider Society, arrive to clean up the mess. Miles is summoned to report to their headquarters, where he is introduced to a bustling community of spider people from countless universes. Miles is given a wristband to keep his glitching powers at bay. As they tour the headquarters, Miles sees the lineup of villains from across the multiverse, including a cameo by a Prowler version played by Donald Glover. Miles also reunites with Peter B., who introduces him and Gwen to his daughter, Mayor Maida. Miles meets Miguel, the man behind the Spider Society, but their reunion turns sour when Miguel vents his frustration at Miles for messing with canon events. Miguel explains that in every Spider person's universe, a police captain is destined to die in action, and Miles saving Inspector Singh wasn't part of the script. This revelation hits Miles hard when he realizes that his own father is next on the chopping block. The argument escalates, and the entire Spider Squad confronts Miles. Miguel traps him, but with advice from Hobie, Miles breaks free using his powers. Miles lures the Spider Army away from the tower with his electric powers and manages to shake off Miguel. He pulls off a daring move by taking a leap of faith off a train, leaving every Spider person in shock. Miles slips back into HQ under the cover of invisibility and sets a machine in motion to return to his own universe. Miguel and the rest of the Spider team storm in, but it's too late to stop Miles. Gwen is punished by Miguel, stripped of her device, and sent back to her own universe. Miguel then rounds up Jess and Ben to chase after Miles. Gwen lands back in her old apartment and has a reunion with George, who reveals that he left the Force after Gwen vanished. They reconcile, and George gives Gwen a device as a parting gift from Hobie. Gwen then hops over to Miles's universe. Back in his apartment, Miles reveals his double life as Spider-Man to his mom, Rio, who initially erupts in laughter and disbelief. Gwen, who has been eavesdropping, silently makes her presence known. The atmosphere turns chilly when Miles glitches and realizes that the spider that bit him wasn't from his world. It's a mural that chills him to the bone. In this universe, Jefferson is dead. Before Miles can fully process this mind-blowing twist, the actual Prowler crashes the party and knocks Miles out. Miles wakes up tied to a punching bag in Aaron's apartment. When he tries to bring up his universe's Prowler story, Aaron cuts him off and denies being the Prowler. The real Prowler then enters the room, revealing himself to be Miles Morales from this universe. Meanwhile, back in Miles's home universe, the Spot makes his appearance and sets his sights on Jefferson. In a desperate race against time, Gwen gathers her own squadron of spider people from across the multiverse to rescue Miles. they swing into action, leaving the audience hanging as the story continues in Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse.